What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Grillin' with Dad, and today I've got something very special planned. This is one of my all-time favorite meals. It's Polish comfort food. It's meat and potatoes, and it's gonna be delicious. Dish is potato pancakes topped with a beef stew or a beef gravy. It's something that my mom always used to make when I was a little kid. It's very hearty, very filling, delicious, and it's very simple to make. The basic ingredients for this dish are beef and potatoes. For the beef, I'm using chuck arm roasts. These are choice grade, and they were provided by my friends from Restaurant Farms. It's grass-fed and grass-finished beef, and as you can see, it looks great. Awesome marbling for choice, really good quality stuff. And of course, we've got potatoes, so these are just regular size baking potatoes. I'm gonna peel these guys up, grate them on my grater, add eggs, a couple other ingredients to make the compound for the potato pancakes. Traditionally, the beef stew or the beef gravy is made in a stock pot. It's cooked slow, simmered for a long time to get that beef super tender. But I'm gonna make it a little different. I'm gonna season my chuck arm roasts, and I'm gonna smoke them first on my pit barrel cooker. This will give them some of that smokiness, that grilled flavor, and once they're almost done, I'm gonna cube them up and then toss them in the gravy or the sauce to finish cooking. Let's start by prepping our chuck arm roasts. Move these over here. These are trimmed up pretty well, so there's no other trimming needed. You can just use regular chuck roasts. For the seasoning, I'm going to be using this Thunderbird Bravo mix. It's a good beef seasoning. You can use any of your favorite beef rubs, and I will just season them. Just going to season them on both sides. Get it nicely covered with the rub before it goes on the smoker.
Those L's, I could sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my B-side.
Beef is all seasoned up, so it's just covered on all sides with the rub. I'm gonna let it sit out here at room temperature for about 20-30 minutes while I go get the pit barrel fired up. Let's do a quick overview of the pit barrel cooker. So as the name implies, it's a barrel shaped cooker. I've got my charcoal basket on the bottom. I'm gonna light that by starting this chimney filled with charcoal. Once this is lit, I'll dump this inside. I will then put my grate right on top here. The chuck roast will go on that grate, and then we'll cover with the lid. The benefit of using one of these is that it's direct cooking because the grate is directly over the charcoal, but it's elevated direct, so you get those additional flavors from cooking direct, but there's no concerns about burning the meat or whatever it is that you're cooking. Pit barrel is all fired up. The bottom charcoal is starting to get ignited from that chimney. I put the grate in. So now we can put our chuck arm roasts in. So these have been sitting at room temperature, you know, for about 20-30 minutes, and they look great already. Starting to sweat, that rub is absorbing. So just put them right here on the grate. Do the other one too. Just like so. Cover it up. And I'll let this cook for about 2 to 3 hours. If you're making this at home and you don't have a pit barrel cooker, you can make it on any regular grill. If it's a standard grill, make sure you cook them indirect at about 300 to 325 for about 2 hours. Get some nice color on them, some of that, you know, grilled flavor, and then we'll pull them off and put them in the Dutch oven to finish with the sauce. While the chuck roast is cooking, I'm gonna get started on the sauce. So I'm gonna melt down a stick of butter in my cast iron Dutch oven. Once the butter's melted down, I'm gonna put in about a tablespoon or two of smoked paprika, cook this down for a little bit, and then I will add my veggies. So this is just a roughly chopped up tomato, sweet red pepper, and onion. And then I'll cook all this for about 10-15 minutes. Add some unsalted beef stock, some water, and then let that simmer for about an hour or two before adding the chuck roast. Once the smoked paprika is nice and fragrant like it is now, I'm gonna add all my veggies in. So just carefully put them in the Dutch oven. Mix it all together, get them nicely coated. After a couple minutes, all the water and the liquid will start coming out of the tomato, so this gets really liquidy, which is good. Starting to smell really nice, very fragrant. So now I'll add some unsalted beef stock. You know, not much, maybe about half a cup, 3/4 cup. And I will also add about a half a cup of water. I'll bring this up to a boil now, and then I'll let it simmer for about an hour. By that time, the chuck roast will be coming off the pit barrel. I'll cube that up and throw it in here and let it all cook together and let this thicken up to make our sauce or gravy for the potato pancakes. It's been about 2.5 hours, so let's check on our chuck arm roasts. Oh man, these look great. Smell amazing too. So these guys are going to be ready to pull, so I'm going to take them out now, cube them up, and then toss them in our sauce. But let's take another look at these guys. Oh boy, awesome. Some great color all the way around. Bottom, on the top. Come on. These look great. Okay, let's cube these guys up. So they look really awesome. Nice bark on the outside. They're sitting at about 170, 175 internal, which is a good temperature. So let's get these guys up. And all I'm gonna do is just really cube it up into into even-sized pieces, because they'll finish cooking in the sauce or the stew. So just like so. Look at that, it's a nice meaty piece. Very juicy. They're still not too tender because they haven't cooked long enough, but after they finish in the sauce, they will be perfect.
Took an L, should've put it in the offering. Lord, forgive me for my sins, don't know of me. Scary thoughts, I got scary thoughts. Lost control, now I'm taking charge. Breaking bills, friends breaking off.
Chuck arm roast is all cubed up. So I'm gonna toss this into my sauce, cover it up, and let it cook for another couple hours. Get this really nice and tender. Just toss it right in there. Stir this up a little bit. If you see that your sauce is maybe too thick, or there's not enough liquid or water in it, you can always add, you know, about a 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of beef stock, just to give it some more liquid to simmer in. Got everything mixed together, so I'm gonna simmer this over low heat. Put the lid on, and I'll come back and check on it maybe in 2.5 hours. Let's get started on the potato pancakes. So I peeled my baking potatoes. Now it's time to shred them or grate them. So using just a regular grater, and I'm using the fine grate side. So just take your potatoes and just go to town.
You know, won't complain, I'm tired, I'm on go. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. For that grip, 10 toes till they swole. Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right now, I get paid.
All the potatoes are grated. So now I'm gonna add 2 eggs. A small diced onion. Teaspoon or just about of regular flour. And a big heaping tablespoon of sour cream. A little bit more. I'll mix it all together.
Forgive me for my sins, don't know of me.
Season with salt, plenty of salt, black pepper, some more salt. Stir it again. And this is ready for frying. We've got our mixture all ready, so now it's time to fry it up. And these are really easy to make. Just use a skillet, add some oil into it. I'm using olive oil for this one. Make sure the oil is nice and hot, and then use a spoon or like a little ladle just to scoop in a little bit at a time to make our potato pancakes. So this is the size that I'm going with. And just drop it in. Do another one. I'll fry these for a couple minutes. Once they get a good golden brown on the bottom, I'll flip them over, do the other side, and they'll be ready. I just flipped my pancakes over and they are looking great. Nice golden brown on the outside. So cook them on the other side, get that same color going, pull them off, put them on a paper towel to kind of drain off some of the grease, and these will be ready. Let's check on our stew. And it looks great. Stir this guy up a little bit. As you can see, the chuck roast started to kind of fall apart. You want to stir this about every 30 minutes. It's been simmering for about 3 hours now, and I think it's ready. Very tender. If it's if it seems a little dry, you can also add a little bit of water to this as well, but I think this is perfect. This looks awesome. Got our potato pancakes ready. Here's the beef stew. That's all finished. So let's put this guy together. Start by just layering the stew on the potato pancakes. Just big spoonfuls. Layer that on. Take a big dollop of sour cream right in the middle. A little bit more. Top it all with a green onion. And there you have it. Finished potato pancakes with a beef stew made from a smoked chuck arm roast. Finished with some sour cream and green onions. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm always looking forward to reading your feedback. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for tuning in.